do want to turn to our next story. The Senate remaining divided at this hour over whether to fund the government, at least on DHS funding. Want to play the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and the Senate Majority Leader John Thune. One's a Democrat, one's a Republican. On talking about all of this. First, though, the Senate is in session right now. There's a live look there at the Senate floor. Might be talking about funding. I can turn the audio up here and look.
Close to 1 in 8 of our students now attend a public charter school, And more than
Alrighty, maybe not. So, just want to see what they were talking about on the Senate floor. But, so where's the right video? Excuse me. Okay, so I want to start with John Thune. This is him yesterday, of course, on this funding. So pretty much Democrats and some Republicans are saying, well, we don't want to fund the DHS. DHS is who funds ICE after the killing of Alex Preddy. Here is John Thune.
It seems like a government shutdown here, a partial shutdown, would be different, however, because the federal pay period almost gets you to the middle of the month based on the timing here. The FAA, they've already gotten a paycheck and they still have some leeway, so the impacts fundamentally would be different.
Not entirely. I mean, you still have the uncertainty that comes with it. I mean, yes, you may get this paycheck. Am I going to get the next one? I mean, the last government shutdown the Democrats put us into, they kept it going for 43 days. And, you know, honestly, it's not necessary. Government shutdowns don't benefit anyone. I've said this many times before. And so, in my view at least, and I think the view of all of us, we ought to pass the package on the floor, fully fund the government, and move on to other things that the American people expect us to work on.
President Trump has repeatedly urged the passing of the SAVE Act as well as many MAGA Republicans. What is the holdup in the Senate? Why hasn't that been brought to the floor for Republican approval of citizenship vote elections?
Well, I'm for that. I've co-sponsored the SAVE Act in the past. I think my understanding is that they are still modifying the bill. It includes right now a requirement that you be a citizen to register to vote, but it doesn't include a requirement that to vote you be a resident. So in other words, if you're going to have what we call voter ID or photo ID when somebody goes into the ballot box to vote, that's not currently covered in the bill. So that's been fixed and addressed, and I think the new bill that comes out hopefully will deal with that. But I mean, at some point we'll have that vote. I'm for it. I think most of our colleagues in the Senate are, and I don't, you know, it hasn't had consideration in the relevant committee yet. But I know there's a high level of interest among our members in getting a vote on SAVE Act.
Okay, that's John Thune there. He's the majority leader, so he's the Republican from South Dakota who leads the Republican Party over in the Senate. That's his take on the funding there. Let's take you to the Democrat side of the party, the Democrat side of the aisle, I should say. This is Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Well, what the American people are seeing right now is not just horrifying. It's a direct result of choices and policies implemented by the Trump administration. The killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis, tragic killings seen now by millions and millions of Americans, are horrific and can never be accepted. And it helps importune us to rein in ICE and end the violence. Under President Trump, Secretary Noem and Stephen Miller, ICE has been unleashed without guardrails. They violate constitutional rights all the time, and they're deliberately refusing to coordinate with state and local law enforcement. This is not border security. This is not law and order. This is chaos.
So that is their Minority Leader Chuck Schumer there speaking on this, and can't find him because of what ICE has been doing there. So right now we do have some new reporting again that there is some type of conversation between Republicans that maybe they're going to take the DHS funding revision out of the bill to fund the government. They're going to pass that so then they can debate DHS funding later. But that would mean that if they change up the revisions here and they revise things, it has to go back to the House. So unclear if they're going to get that done by tonight, and of course, if the House is going to get it done by Friday. So a lot of these things they just take a lot of time. So that's not that you heard that the reporter asking John Thune about the government shutdown, saying, well, if it was only a partial government shutdown, would it really matter? I mean, people have already really gotten paid, and then some people don't get paid till the middle of the month, etc. There, so a conversation there. So a conversation there on maybe if we can get this, if the government can get this done by Friday. So we'll have to see what they have going on there.